Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Paper Mario on the HitmonChannel. We are your tour guides, Jacob and
Noah.
And today we are going to be continuing our journey through Gusty Gulch to fight the invincible quote-unquote Tubba Blubba. So, let's just get straight to that. Last time, if anyone doesn't remember from whenever they saw the last episode, Tubba Blubba came in here, ate Stanley, and ran off, so we're going to go running after him.
No, I forgot about Stanley.
He's hyper, yep, the fuck, okay, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Do you just like saying the word "and" whether you're first or second? Because, like, I specifically remember, I think it was during Scooby-Doo First Frights where this happened multiple times, where I would say Noah and you would say and Jacob, so we would both say and, no matter whether or not I said and, you would say and. So I just stopped saying and, because I was like, okay, I guess he's gonna say it.
Okay, in my defense, the first few times I didn't hear you say and.
That, you know, it might have been audio troubles, considering that was back when we were using this one. This is a fucking hyperclef. Hyperclefs have more defense power than normal clefs. Max HP 4, attack power 3, defense power 3. They sometimes charge their power before attacking. You know, as if that's a unique trait to them. Like, it's not like almost every boss in the second game does that. That charged attack will take away 8 HP, so watch out when they start to glow. It'll miss you if you become transparent. Their defense power will fall to... will fall... Oh, to 1?
Yep.
Is that... okay. Sorry. That looked like an F. To 1 if you use an explosion to flip them over. And in case you hadn't noticed, they have spikes up top. It'll hurt if you jump on them. You know, it's not like you already have a fucking badge that'll completely negate that. But
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, my mistake. Clefs don't flip over when you hit them with a hammer. There's just explosions. Alright, now that we've done that, let's get someone who can do something of help.
also in between recordings, because we're recording this after the most recent episode of SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. You know, there's a bit of an intense episode. I don't know if it'll have gone up by this point. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what order I'm uploading all this shit in. So like while Jacob was getting his setup taken care of, I was just looking at stuff. Cool. From Screen Rant, I think, that pointed out something that I hadn't thought about until now.
What?
The Star Wars sequel trilogy never once addresses Anakin Skywalker as Anakin Skywalker. They only address him as Darth Vader.
Oh yeah.
Which
Neat.
kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's just interesting. I never thought about that before, but yeah. This is a fucking Hyper Goomba. Hyper Goombas are crazy, uncivilized Goombas living in Gusty Gulch.
No, I didn't know.
7, attack power 1, defense power 0.
Well, I was not aware that there was such thing as Goomba racism.
Well, I mean, we already talked about but we're not getting into this again. They sometimes charge their power before attacking. you know, it's, again, it's not like you didn't already encounter an enemy that can do, like, why am I addressing this like it's something that's uncommon? I guess it helps you, but, like, still. That charged attack will take away 8 HP, so watch out on this sort of blow, whatever, you've heard this before. It's a good idea to use bow or an item to become transparent. You know, I said last time that you could avoid the attacks by becoming transparent, but I didn't specifically tell you how to become transparent. You know, it would have been more helpful if I did that the first time. The attack will miss for sure.
Okay, in the text box's defense, oh god, there at least, oh fuck. Oh great! Oh great. Oh great. In the text box's defense for the Goomba description, technically we could have encountered the Hyper Paragoombas and Hyper Goombas earlier. I just ran past them because I wanted to get to the because I wanted to get to the village before the episode ended.
Okay, but also, one of those text boxes was just the same text box as in the previous one. So I feel like they could have just made it the same and have both of them tell you you can use bow to become transparent.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're above copying their text boxes. They sure as shit are not.
Oh, right. I forgot. Well, releasing the transparency.
They seem to be doing it a lot more often than that other guy, though.
What was that?
They seem to be doing it a lot more often than the other guy was.
Yeah, well. Fuck.
Wait, how is it your turn again? Didn't you just attack them?
Well, they charged up for their attack.
Wait, what was Bo's turn in that? Wait.
Releasing invisibility. Transparency, sorry.
Oh, releasing the invisibility takes up a turn?
Apparently for Bo.
Oh, ugh. Wow. And yet, still infinitely more useful than, Vivian's Shade or Veil in, Thousand Year Door.
Well, it's the same functionality.
But here's the thing. Now, maybe there was something that... Okay, let me know if there was something that the Game Grumps weren't doing right with it. But from what I saw, it literally just took up a turn and, like, the shade, like, the veil would come back up with Mario not able to take a turn before the enemies attacked again, so it was basically useless. Except for, like, bosses where, like, they have a specific turn where they unleash an all-powerful attack.
I don't think it works like that, but it's been a bit since I played 1000 Years Door, so it might work like that. But even then, being able to dodge the all-out attacks of bosses is really valuable.
Yeah, but like, it's also like... But then that ability is also, like, then, like, super circumstantial, at least in Bo's case, Mario gets to attack before the enemies attack him again. Like, even if it takes up a turn for Bo, like, that's still better than Vivian's, where it just takes up both of your turns, so it, against normal enemies, it's ultimately useless.
Oh. Okay, your description of that mechanic bugs me now. Do you mind Googling how the Vivian's attack, the mechanic works? It's legitimately starting to bother me that I can't remember specifically whether or not that's how it works.
Well, again, I recently rewatched their playthrough, and it's like they would use the veil on Vivian's turn to hide. The enemies would do their thing, like the enemies would attack, but like obviously you would dodge it because you were veiled, and then you would come back up from the veil not have a chance to do anything, and then the enemies would take their turn. Again. I don't know if there's something they could have done differently. But
I don't remember that being how it works. I remember it working exactly like out of sight for Bo.
is there something you specifically have to do to get Mario to be able to take a turn with this?
No, he just gets his turn, but Bo doesn't.
Well, then I guess Vivian's just worse.
In that regard, although her actual attacks are a lot better because they pierce the fence.
Well, yeah, and can burn, but
Yeah.
whatever. This is a fucking Hyper Paragoomba. Hyper Paragoombas, Hyper Goombas with wings. I mean, you get this shit. Like, why do I need to keep explaining everything? Max HP 7, attack power 1, defense power 0. I get thinking like going for 100% or something, but do I really need to tell you about everything? They sometimes charge their attack power before attack. I mean, I know all this shit. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna like lower my dignity to read that again. Like, what's the fucking point? You literally already know all of this. And then again, there it's vague again, unlike the original Paragoomba, but like.
Let's see what this mystery jar does.
It's I get that this is meant to be helpful, viewers. I'm also, like, part of it is also because I'm still a little, like, fired up, about SpongeBob Revenge the Flying Dutchman, but also about the Terminator. Because in that particular episode of SpongeBob Revenge the Flying Dutchman, I went on a big rant about why I do not like the Terminator. And you know, I don't know if
Yeah, the thing that I got from the roulette from the mystery jar, turned me to stone, which, as you can see, dramatically increases defense, but prevents me from actually doing anything.
Oh, well, I mean, cool.
Which is nice, because then, like, most of the time the enemies will just attack you instead of your partner, so you can at least get free turns with your partner.
Yeah, it's like the Tanuki.
All enemies, okay.
Oh my god! I love that. It's durable and also very effective.
It's kind of interesting to compare party members between the first game and the second game in terms of what they can actually do, because Power Carry is fairly unique, because there's like no, for the most part, except for like sharing an ability to get enemies out of battle, and Bo is kind of like a mixture of, Bo is kind of like a mixture of Miss Mouse, the secret party member, and Vivian, because like she has the invisibility thing that makes you invulnerable for a turn, but also her attack is just the smack that later got used by Miss Mouse.
Ooh, I just found something interesting.
What's that?
You know, I mean, this will be old news by the time this goes up, but you know,
You mean like Yemmer?
Yeah, well, he's so old that he's actually confirmed to be called Young. Yes. I guess I didn't address it in Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I might as well address it here since we also talked about Yummer in this. So that mystery character from SpongeBob Saves the Day, Yummer, new information has come out. Actually, I didn't tell you this part because this part was proven to be false, but someone came out allegedly claiming that he had designed Yummer as a way of like releasing pent-up rage from his recent divorce. But that was confirmed to be false. One of the guys who actually works for the developing the studio that developed SpongeBob Saves the Day confirmed that Yummer, or as he's actually known around the office, Yum, described as being the exact opposite of, like the reason he's named Yum is because that's the exact opposite of how you would describe him. And so he came out with a statement and said that Yum was actually created 10 years ago in a modeling program and has since been a bit of a running gag throughout the office. And basically when they were brought on to make SpongeBob Saves the Day, they were toying around with the idea of having some character peek around the corner to look at either Mrs. Puff or Mr. Krabs. They just put Yum in as a placeholder because they knew like that would be obvious as like something to take out. But then they or something to replace, I should say. But then they scrapped that idea and forgot to take him out of the spreadsheet. So or forgot to take him out of the file. So he just appears in the spreadsheet, and now we know why.
Neat.
So yeah. Oh, right. The actual thing that led me to mention this. Because more recent news that is going to be old news by the time this goes up. Yeah, remind me, Jacob, how much of The Flash have you watched?
I've watched the first 3 seasons of The Flash.
Okay. Have you been acquainted with the character Elongated Man?
I am familiar with Elongated Man, but I stopped watching before he was actually in the show.
Okay. Well, the actor who plays him has been fired from the show over racist and misogynistic tweets that have
Oh.
Fun.
Oh. Great.
Just saw that. Like, I was like, oh, wait, who did he play? And I looked it up. He's Elongated Man. And he's been fired.
Well.
So, there's that. Anyway. On a more positive note, Keanu Reeves persuaded to do The Matrix 4 by beautiful script. That's
a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Looks like a good sign. These nice, grabby UFOs.
What?
These things. If they see you, they chase after you. And if they grab you, they will kick you out of the mansion, or at least bring you back to an earlier room in the mansion.
It still makes more sense in world than the Dark Wizard in Thousand Year Door. That's like, where the fuck did that design idea come from? Like, that's just.
Oh, I'm now also reminded of the boss. The optional boss that they did not fight in 1,000 Year Door because Game Grumps didn't fight in 1,000 Year Door because, dear God, just getting to this pain in the ass. Which is okay. So in 1,000 Year Door, there's Hooktail and then there's Gloomtail, the dragon siblings. There is a third dragon. Was that?
Is there a third one?
Yes, there is a third dragon, Bonetail, a skeleton dragon that you encounter if you manage to get to the bottom of the pit of 100 trials.
Ah, okay.
Which is, I believe, the room immediately to the left of the 1,000-year door.
Well, Dan confirmed that he actually did at least a little bit of it off screen.
Yeah, because like you can get stuff from just like going down like part way, but if you get all the way down to the bottom, you fight Bonetail as a secret boss, and then you get something special at the end. Man, also, the Pit of 1,000 Trials is a recurring thing in 2 of the Paper Mario games. I keep having to say that. Recurring in 2 Paper Mario games. Because I know there's one 1,000-year door. I don't think there's one in this game, but there are 2 Pits of 100 Trials in Super Paper Mario.
Yeah.
For both versions of Flipside, I believe the town's called.
Yep, Flipside and Flopside.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the bottom of the Flopside one, you fight at the bottom of each one you fight a bonus secret boss. The first one is a stronger version of the actual first world boss. The second one is Shadow Link's, but the 4 characters. So Bowser, Luigi, Mario, and Peach.
Yeah.
That you can cheese by just using Bowser.
This is a fucking Tubba. Tubbas are the main gods of Tubba Blubba's castle. Is there a reason they're not calling them spikes? Cause that's what they are.
They are very much nearly spikes. They're just slightly different.
That's what they look like. Like, those look like spikes.
They look very much like spikes. They are the original character Do Not Steal equivalent of Spike.
What other? Oh yeah, Chomps as well. Your choices when it comes to naming enemies. Max HP 8, attack power 3, defense power 0. They often sleep on the job. If you walk very closely...
Slowly.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. They won't wake up. They may look big, but if you use the action command perfectly, they're not so tough. They are a variant of Spike.
Alright.
Yeah.
There.
Which are themselves a variant of Koopa, which I didn't think of before, but I guess it makes sense.
You know, in hindsight, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now the weird, we venture back into the weird world of variants of enemies in the Mario universe, because there is also, so in addition to Plubba, other variants of the Spike include Mad Spike, which only appears in Super Princess Peach. Mega Spike, Paper Spike,
Oh, you cutting out there for a second.
Well, okay, specifically Paper Mario Luigi. So, Snow Spikes, which appear in New Super Mario Bros. And Paper Mario Sticker Star. Only those 2 games. Also, in New Super Mario Bros., they only appear in 1 world. 1 level, even. 5-1. And although the snow spikes themselves do not appear in Super Mario Maker 2, if you put a spike in a snow-themed level, it will throw snowballs. like the snow spikes do. And then there's also Stone Spike, which appears in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, Mario Party Island Tour, Mario Sports Superstars, which they're actually playable in Mario Sports Superstars along with actual regular spikes, and Mario Tennis Aces.
This has reminded me of. Okay, so you know how in. Do you know how in Smash Ultimate in the Kid Icarus. Okay, not the Kid Icarus stage because there's multiple. The giant as fuck Kid Icarus stage, I guess is the best way to describe it, without remembering the name. If you use one of Pit's taunts, you can, in a 1v1 match, you can have like Palutena and Pit like have a conversation about the opponent.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one for so they added Piranha Plant as a playable fighter. The conversation for Piranha Plant is just Viridi butting in and listing up all the different types of Piranha Plant.
Yep.
Which
Yeah,
is
I
great.
I remember that because they specifically bring it up in those videos of backseat game development calculating the
Oh yeah.
the Smash DLC with math, because a lot of people think because of that a lot of people misunderstand that Polygene's guidance and think that Piranha Plant is canonically female, when that is in fact not the case.
Oh.
Also on Spikes, notable members listed for Spikes are Tubba Blubba, of course, Grubba / Macho Grubba, and Tolstar, who appears in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, and looks... ugh. Like, I mean, like, Tubba Blubba and Grubba are not, you know, they're not beauty pageant winners either, but, like, Tolstar is... ugh. Oh, and for those who are confused, the spike obstacles in Mario games are actually called spike traps. So fun fact there. There's your official reasoning, or your official distinction there.
Well, this would have gone to you, Goombario, but we got another party member who was mildly more useful. Also created Super Rank.
Now, this is interesting. When I go to the Mario Wiki article
Wow,
for Spike Trap, at the very top it says, it has been suggested that Spike from the Wario Land series be merged with this article. Discussed.
Oh, you're Mario.
Yeah,
Nice place, huh?
I mean, yeah, should. It's literally just that.
As a matter of fact, I came to this castle with my friends to try and find Tubba Blubba's weak point. We managed to find out that there's something important hidden in Tubba Blubba's room on the highest floor. But once I got separated from my friends, I just had to hide. But you could go. First you need to go to the uppermost floor, then keep going until you find his room. If you manage to run into Tubba Blubba, I repeat, don't fight him. He's invincible, really. Until you find out his secret weakness, you'd better just run away, you got that?
Speaking of his secret weakness, I finally put DeviantArt to good use again. so for those who don't know, I used to make all my thumbnails in DeviantArt by just slapping some images together, and if I needed to draw something, I would draw something. Or like edit, or like tweak an image or anything. For a while, DeviantArt just wasn't working on my computer, or like the DA Miro on DeviantArt, which is what I use specifically, because it's like their built-in Microsoft Paint equivalent. Yeah, like it wouldn't work on my computer for some reason, and so I was just like, well, I guess I can't use that anymore, and so I started just literally, I just from then on had to take images and just slap them together on like a Google presentation and screenshot it. And I'm still doing that just because I've gotten used to it. But now I guess DeviantArt just needed an update to their site, because they recently updated their site and all of a sudden the DA Miro works again.
Huh.
And so, because of that, I finally put it to good use for the thumbnail, which of course you guys will have already seen at this point. I'll send you a picture. I can send you a picture now, actually. I took. I gotta go to the Google presentation then. Screenshot it. But I actually. Oh wait, I don't need to share the whole thumbnail with you. I can just show you the image I made for it. Because of your comment in episode 7, I think it was, about Tubba Blubba's weakness. It's gone. Send you that. Have you ever noticed that the Discord sound effect sounds a lot like a Mario sound effect when either you're listening to it through something else or you speed it up?
No, I have not realized. It sounds like that under those two very specific circumstances.
Well, okay, the reason I discovered it is because when I was, re-listening to with Snowda, because, to put together those that recap video, I listened to it on 2x speed, because obviously I wasn't gonna sit through hours. Well, I did still sit through hours, but half as many hours of that stuff. And yeah, sped up, it sounds a lot like, I think specifically it sounds like Mario hitting a shell, I think.
I can kind of, thinking about it, I can kind of hear that.
Yeah, and I just heard, the Discord notification through your mic on your end. Because I just sent you that image on Discord. And I was like, oh, sounds like that through there, too. Yeah. I wonder if there's something, I wonder if, it would just be really cool if, found out that was actually that sound effect. But, slow down, pitch down, like Bowser's laugh in, Super Mario 64, just being the laugh, pitch down, and slow down.
Yeah. I can't see the image right now because my phone is on the opposite side of the room right now.
That's
so
fair.
I'll be able to comment on that at the moment. I was in this room that I just completely walked past it because I got distracted with the Tubba.
I'm very glad I finally get to put that to good use again. because that means like I that that could definitely come in handy for future thumbnails for No Lights No Camera Action, especially for episodes where we make movies, because I could potentially edit the actors as the characters.
Ah.
Like, well, with more effectiveness anyway. Oh, and Dubber's thumbnails will be great from now on, too.
Fine, man. Also, if you guys in the eyes have not noticed, upgrading. Oh, neat. Upgrading bow didn't actually make her individual attacks do more damage. It just allowed her to do more of them. So instead of doing like 2 per slap, she does 5 slaps instead of 4. So, which is kind of the weakness of bow in that if you can't really use her as an attacking force against enemies with any amount of defense for the most part.
That's interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, does upgrading partners increase their attack power in Thousand Year Door?
Yes, it does. So there as well.
New attacks.
It does both there as well.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't notice it in the Thousand Year Door LP, but like, we weren't paying that much attention to the numbers, I guess.
Fuck. What did we have last time? The BP, sure.
I do love the running joke they have in there, though, whenever they upgraded a partner. Well, first of all, it took them forever to actually figure out they could upgrade partners.
Oh, wow, I have a lot of menus for BP, dear God.
Because, like, the game is super vague about, like,
Oh, never mind, it is a 4.
the shine sprites being useful. Because it literally just says these might be helpful. And like, I think there's like one NPC that you can talk to that'll tell you what to do with them, but like the game grumps didn't know for the longest time, and so like everyone was screaming at them like, you can use the shine sprites to upgrade your partners. And when they finally did it, you know, it goes through that animation of the house actually like folding out into the cosmos, and it's spinning around as the partners are upgraded. And I just love the running joke of Aaron as Mario being like, no, God, no, like screaming in horror. I can't do it that well, but like screaming in horror as he's like spinning around in space. It's good. Oh, what are those 4s?
What?
Those 4s that just showed up on...
Oh, I just used Lullaby, the second star spirit ability, to put all the enemies to sleep. So that's the number of turns they'll be asleep for.
Oh, okay. It's a lot bigger than it was in Thousand Year Door, where it's just like a little circle by the status thing that tells you where.
Yeah. Also, Thousand Year Door is generally a bit more clear on what status it is in the first place, because most of the things have their own specific symbol-related status. Meanwhile, this one is just X for everything.
Gotcha.
Although then again, a lot of cases you don't really need that extra symbol to figure out what the affliction is, because the enemies have their own. The enemies have like words, like specific animations for they're under this effect. So like if they're dizzy or if they're asleep. So it's something redundant, but it's a nice little thing.
It's literally just it's in the speech bubble for the status. So like if it were, I don't know if the speech bubble looks exactly like that for sleep and doesn't ignore. But if it did, it would be that speech bubble, and then in the corner it would have the.
Yeah.
That's how they did it there.
Plus, you need also give like additional bubbles for, for an enemy being powered up for a turn as well. So, or powered down, or just having defense specifically.
It also takes up a lot less room, which is good considering you can have multiple statuses.
Yeah.
Both positive and negative.
Basically, I think what we're concluding here is that the second game in the series is a bit more polished than the first game in the series.
Oh yeah. There's no question about that.
Because there's that more time to play around with how mechanics are presented and laid out.
Granted, this game still holds up.
Yeah, it still holds up quite well.
It's not a situation like, say, SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman compared to SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
And
I mean, just as an example, just the first thing that came.
well, didn't switch out the party member in time for that. Oh well.
Oh shit.
These things will try to catch us and throw us out. Use my ability to turn invisible and we'll steal them.
Oh, wait, that said fool, didn't On that note, I'll be right back.
Alright. Well, in the meantime, we'll be just going back to where we were, which is not super far away, fortunately. And we'll also go a little faster just because there are fewer enemies in the way. And by fewer, I mean there are 0 enemies. We killed them all. Yeah. So, now, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before on the podcast that I want to do, I intended to do another Paper Mario game, but I want to do another game in between this game and whichever Paper Mario game I do second. But I'm torn on which one I want to do. I have an idea for one in mind. I think it would be interesting, but I'm not sure how to properly set it up considering the technology we are using. By technology, I mean, this room. Technology, what kind of technology?
I realized I should probably refill my water bottle. Oh, also, like back to the polish, like it definitely, like, I mean, you know the phrase like blank walked so blank could run.
Yeah.
Like this walked so fast your door could run.
There are arguably at times it kind of sped run a bit.
Yeah. And I did, like, I was thinking about that with regards to the SpongeBob games, but then I realized that doesn't really do it justice and came up with my own, based on my real-life experience in theater. SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman silently on stage like a Nazi so that SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom could do the fucking time warp.
I missed the description of what it was doing. Let's see spooks, see if that does anything.
But Revenge of the Flying Dutchman stood silently on stage looking like a Nazi.
Ah, okay.
Battle for Bikini Bottom could do the fucking time warp.
Okay.
Yeah. People who have been involved with me with theater, or people who have been involved in theater with me will get that. Well, well, depending on where they were involved in theater with me. People who were involved with me in theater in high school will get the first half, people in college will get the second half. So you guys should congregate. I mean, I know there's some interconnections. Apparently, everyone knows Tyler Biggerstaff. No, seriously, so many people like I've met, or like there's like so many people I've met throughout my time in theater, like outside of college, like just happen to know Tyler Biggerstaff or know someone who knows him. it's like, I mean, like that boy's been around for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like I specifically remember like when I was auditioning for my buddy Jim's. I mean, you've met Jim. He would last summer
There we go.
he co-directed his college theater club's summer production of Comedy of Errors, and suggested I audition, and I did audition and actually ended up playing the role of Aegeon, which is super fun. Definitely the most serious role I've played to this day.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Which is ironic considering the show is called Comedy of Errors. And the guy who is, usually cast in a more comedic role plays the one super serious role in the play. Which I had a lot of fun with that role. It was a nice new change of pace. But when I was at the audition, like I was chatting with some of the other guys who were auditioning, and they were like, "Oh, what college do you go to?" And I was like, "Winona State," and they were immediately like, "Do you know Tyler Biggerstaff?" And I'm like, "How the fuck does everyone know this guy?" Like my sister also like
see if that works with the hammer.
someone who
Clubs.
knew him
Not a
or
club. Yeah.
like had interacted with him at some point, and so it was like, geez, everyone knows this guy. Yeah.
No, doesn't work with the clubs. Oh well.
Boy, I need more stories to tell. Oh gosh, I mean, I ranted about the Terminator during the SpongeBob thing.
Well, I can tell a story.
You got a story to tell?
I mean, I have a story.
Go ahead, tell a story.
Okay, I remember once back in freshman year of college when I was living actually with a roommate, I remember once I went to the bathroom at like 2 a.m. or something. And I walked in and there was a guy just taking a shower, and I stood there for a moment, just like surprised by this. And after a while I went back to the room, after I did my business, I went back to my dorm room, just like laid in bed there for a minute, and then just like said to my roommate, I walked into the bathroom, there's a guy taking a shower at 2 a.m. I'm pretty sure there's a story there, but I refuse to be the one to ask the guy what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the story.
That's fair. I mean, I can tell you the story. The story is he was drunk from a party. That's the story, most likely. or he's then he stayed up until 1:55 working on homework, and after he was done, realized he stunk to high heaven. That's another reasonable option. Did I tell you about? I mean, even if I told you about this, I'm gonna tell it here. So, like, yeah, does your dorm do fire drills often?
We did fire drills occasionally, but only at the most inconvenient times for me.
Yeah, I know that feeling because at January freshman year, I think. Yeah, I think it was freshman year. I was showering. I had just finished my shower, and the fire alarm was going off, and I was like, God damn it! So I had to quickly like dry myself off as much as I could, put on my towel, or not my towel, my robe, and go outside. And this was the beginning of this was the middle of January, so it was cold, and I was in nothing but a robe. So you want to talk about inconvenient? That, I mean, how, like, the only way that could have been more inconvenient is if A, I was still in the middle of the shower, or B, I was having sexual relations. On that note,
What's this? Sniff, sniff. I smell something very fishy.
oh God, I don't want to say that immediately after joking about sex.
Yeah, I remember, like, equivalent, parallel story to yours with the fire alarm. I once had an incident where I was actually in the middle of a shower, and the fire alarm went off.
Okay, you win.
Yeah. And my response was to just finish the shower quickly, and then go back to my dorm room to put on clothes. Because okay. For the reasoning of, I would rather be dead with, like, if it was in the reasoning of, it was an actual fire, I'd rather be dead with pants on than walk outside with nothing but a robe on.
Oh God, I want that. I hope that is engraved on your teeth.
I'd rather be dead than pants on than walk out in a robe. It's great.
Yeah, you gotta get that engraved on your tombstone somehow. Even if it's not related to how you die, because like people will think it is. Jacob Nelson, he died as he lived, with pants on. Oh God. Oh man.
Anyway, so yeah, for context for people, that encounter there, we could have tried to fight Tubba Blubba, and we could have technically whittled him down to 0 HP, but that would have only stunned him, and then he would have gotten him after 2 seconds, and then chased back after us again. So not a fun thing to do. Was that?
Men have died pants on.
I
I wonder how many men have died without pants on. Like, probably quite a bit, but there's like not that many scenarios where that should happen.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That star spirit ran away. I think someone suspicious is in my castle. I sure don't want to make King Bowser mad. He's scary. He did make me invincible. But if I screw up, he might change me back to normal.
Also, gee, I wonder if his weak point is that patched up spot on his chest.
It relates to that, I'll say that.
Time for some beauty rest. That can't be comfortable, right? Like,
I'll take the fun. Hey there, I'm Yaki. I'm a faithful and chatty follower of Master Tubba Blubba. Is this the voice that I keep using for everything?
Yes, it is.
Motherfucker!
I was joking about that with Leo on stream.
Okay, no, okay. Because, like, before we started recording Paper Mario, I was thinking to myself, I need to come up with a new voice. And then I did that voice and said, I don't think I've done that voice before.
If it makes you feel any better, I mean, you gotta admit, Dan is the same way whenever he has to voice either a female or an old man. It's also the reason Liam makes me, like, no, you're the one who keeps making me voice female characters.
Yeah.
That was you.
A faithful and chatty follower of Master Tubba Blubba. My very important job is to guard his valuables. Trying to do a more nasally version of that, see if that makes it any different. But you don't look like Master Tubba Blubba at all. That means you've come here to steal me, the magical key that unlocks the door to Windy Mill at the foot of Gusty Gulch. And furthermore, your goal is to find out if that's where a secret inside. Find out if there's a secret inside that Windy Mill. Yes. You're a very honest person, aren't you? Help! Master Tubba Blubba, a thief!
What sort of noise? 5 more minutes, Mom. Oh no, he's awake. We have to run.
Slowly walking.
I mean, he's still mostly asleep is the thing. So we have to slowly walk. Oh god, he's awake. So we have to slowly walk to just, like, get past him a bit.
Wait, seriously? Oh my god, the game is like, wow, it feels like the game was like trying to mess you up there.
Or maybe it was actually supposed to Brian just wakes up fully after you get a certain distance away. One of the two. Either way, walking slowly is funnier.
You thief, stop.
Oh, shit. Oh god. Wow. That's a lot of property damage.
You know, the star piece I was intending to go back for over there. Forgot about that.
Also, you know what I just realized?
What?
The one voice you're giving to every character is nearly identical to the voice that JYT Gamer would give to every voice. Would give to every character they made a voice in the Penta-Ops. Oh man.
Here's the ramp to go back up.
You know, those like Pokemon Penta-Ops used to be some of my favorite series on YouTube, but I can't watch them anymore because the main guy who organized them has been outed as a pedophile.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At last, we've arrived at Tubba Blubba's castle. Are you ready, everyone? Be brave. We must do all we can to help the Lady Bow. But what can we do? This is no time to lose our nerve, fellow boos. Our dear lady is fighting against Tubba Blubba himself. We mustn't hesitate. What's that noise? Tubba Blubba's chasing you, and he's right on the other side of the front door?
I would like to point out some of the booze definitely went inside the door.
What? You might be able to find out Tubba Blubba's weak point? Oh, of course. The woman at the foot of the hill. You must hurry. Run as fast as you can to the Windy Mill. We'll hold Tubba Blubba here.
It's too dangerous. He's a madman. He'll eat every last one of you with fava beans and a nice Chianti. So,
I just for the again, this is probably going to go up before that episode of SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, but I just watched Silence of the Lambs for the first time, and that movie is awesome.
Grr, why won't this door open? And why are there booze inside?
I don't know how long we can hold this open. That's not the right words.
I don't know how long we can keep this door open. There's no way he'll get through this open door. Oh boy. Losing it a little bit here, I think. Are you good? Did it take over? You alright?
Yeah.
Your biggest laughing fit since the Monopoly incident.
I don't know why they got me so much.
Because there is not a worse way you could have said that. Like, you literally said the worst thing you could have in that moment.
Well, on that note, I guess this is decent time as I usually call the episode since we're about out of time. So, I've been Jacob.
I'm Noah. Peace.
Adios.